Well, here we go. Hello out there, everyone in internet land. Darcy Porter here. This is the first time I've ever made a video with hopes of posting it online. Who knows where we'll go from here, but I had a bit of inspiration when I turned 31 this past March, and I thought, you know what, 30 has been a hell of a year for me. I've learned a whole lot about myself and the way the world works and how other people operate, and rather than writing it down and putting it out into the blog world for people to read, I thought, you know, why not make a video and maybe, other people will watch and identify with it and think, you know what? I actually agree with that, and thank you for understanding me, because if there's anything I needed while being 30, it was someone else who I could identify with and help me out, someone who understood what I was going through, because there weren't a whole lot of people. So I made a list of things that I have learned while being 30, and I have 16 total. So let's start with number 1. 30 doesn't feel like 30, like at all. You all have this idea in your mind of what life is going to be like when you're 30, and once you hit it, it's not at all what you pictured. Number 2, you are no longer 21. I am no longer 21. There are a number of times when I tried to act like it, and I thought that I could party just as hard as I could when I was 21, and I can't. I can't. And you shouldn't either. I'm not one to say what you should and shouldn't do. And my body's different now. I handle things differently now. I think differently now. Things I thought were fun once now just seem really dangerous to me. So who knows? Maybe you're still partying as hardy as you were when you were 21. In that case, more power to you. I have a lot of respect. If there's one thing I learned about myself, is that I am no longer 21. Number 3, you are not your parents. I am not my parents. They were in an entirely different place when they were my age. Now that I'm 31, I remember specifically being a small child and hearing my mother say to me that she was 31. I am childless. I have none. Someday maybe I will. At this point, who knows? However, the fact that I don't have kids, it's no indication of how far my life is veering off a specific track or how far I am down a specific track. It's neither good nor bad. Just remember, you cannot compare your journey to anyone else's, and that includes your parents. Number 4. Oh gosh, where did it go? Number 4. Bear with me. Yes. You believe in your ideals just a little bit harder. Maybe it's the realization of your own mortality, or, the fact that, oh gosh, I'm running out of time, but things that you believed in, as a kid or as a youth, if your hopes haven't been completely dashed by this point, your convictions just kind of get a little bit deeper, and you start, believing in your own philosophies a little bit more. Things that ring super spiritually true continue to be true, and you just become more convinced that, you're right in certain aspects. It's kind of like a, old dog, new tricks sort of thing, but, I've over this past year realized, I'm like, nope, I'm pretty set in a certain amount of my ways, and I'm definitely not going to change. That's not really a good way to go about life. One should always be learning, which brings me to number 5. You are still learning. You are definitely still learning. And so, have a little bit of flexibility with a few things, because there's always room for change and growth. Number 6, sunscreen. Sunscreen is good. Sunscreen is really good, especially in places that you don't expect. I try and put sunscreen on every day, and if I don't put on sunscreen every day, I put on makeup that involves sunscreen or with a certain SPF. But definitely, take care of your skin, because your skin is one of the most major selling points as far as who you are as a person. So use sunscreen on your hands if you can, and definitely on your shoulders, in the neck area, and definitely around your face. If you don't have hair, put sunscreen on your scalp for sure. Just use sunscreen, and your older self will definitely look back at your 30-year-old self and thank it. Let's see, number 7. When you're 30, you spend longer on the toilet. You just spend more time in the bathroom in general. You just do. Your body's older and changing. it's just kind of a surprise when you're in there as long as you are, and you're like, what the just accept it. It's fine. It's fine. And don't judge anyone else for spending a long time in the bathroom either, because you never know. You never know what's going on. Number 8. If you have a uterus, your uterus gives fewer fucks. I've definitely noticed that. My body is just kind of like, fuck all. When it comes time to certain rhythms, there's definitely a lot going on down there. And your uterus is just like, God damn it. It's, you're 30 and you don't have kids. Well, let's throw another monthly party. And the monthly parties get different. Very different. Neither good nor bad, just different. Number 9, there's never enough water to drink. Never enough water. Drink water, drink water, drink water. If you're tired of hearing people tell you to drink water, get over it and drink more water. Again, with, the whole taking care of your body, taking care of your skin, and that will also tie back into number 7, spending more time on the toilet. Anyway, number 9, never enough water. Number 10. Oh, I figured this out not too long ago. Rewatching your favorite movies from childhood is fun and important. It creates this amazing introspective conversation with yourself about who you were intrinsically born to be, and it's based entirely on the art that you like. Art is based on instinct. Instincts that have remained the same since you were little. Listen to them. If they haven't gone anywhere by now, they're probably integral to your lifetime persona. And be real with yourself and cry during those special moments in films that you love. If art touched you when you were a child, keep it close to you, because that's why art was created. And, if you want to watch Land Before Time 1,000 times, go for it. If you want to watch Lady and the Tramp 1,000 times, go for it. These things are important, and it's not about, hanging on to any sort of, let's say it's not over-romanticizing your past, or it's not being overly nostalgic. Art is important. And if it was important then, it's important now, and it'll be important in the future. So, you do you, boo-boo. Number 11. Mosh/circle pits start to seem as scary as they were when you were a kid. Like, remember when you were 10 years old and you're looking at, music videos and you're seeing a mosh pit and you're just like, oh my god, that looks so scary. And then you're a teenager and you're like, oh, it's not so bad. I'm bulletproof. I can bounce off all of these elbows. When you're 30, your mosh pits start to look just as scary as they once used to when you were small. You're looking at this giant oscillating pit of people, this washing machine of sharp limbs, and you're just like, oh my god, that's not safe. That's not safe at all. And how do people come out alive on the other end of that? And all of the lost shoes that are flying through the air, and the water bottles, and the beer cans. And you just think, I have work tomorrow. I can't do that. Yeah, I found myself at a show not too long ago, and I really wanted to get in the pit, but my body was just telling me, nope, don't do it. And I'm just wondering, my 19-year-old self was laughing so hard, because back then I could do anything. 31, not so much. Moving on. Again, bear with me. Aha, this is very important. Number 12. Your work will say a lot about you and who you are. However, you are not your paycheck. You are not how much money you make. And you need to separate yourself from how much money you make. If you can't afford it, that doesn't mean anything. And if you can afford it, that doesn't mean anything either. It's kind of a bummer, when I find myself like shaming myself or making myself feel guilty for things I can and cannot do because I don't have the money for it. And I, for some reason, feel like a bad person for, not being, again, where I should be at this age, or not having some sort of grown-up job. All of this is a game, it's the game of life, and money, you can't take it with you. Why let it affect your life now? Like, just be real about your circumstances. If you can't afford it, whatever, that's fine. Just be real about it, And your friends will support you, no matter what. And your friends, not the people who you think are your friends, but like your real friends, like your ride or dies, your family, the people that love you no matter what. Let's see. Aha! Buy whatever it is at the 99-cent store. Or try to. Like, if you can, go for it. I've bought so many party supplies at the 99-cent store. I've bought batteries at the 99-cent store. They don't last as long, but you know what? When you're in a tight spot, the 99-cent store will help you out immensely. half the stuff in my kitchen came from the 99-cent store. And when I say that, I mean like my scrub brushes, my sponges, my soap, my detergent, things like that. And not laundry detergent, excuse me, but dishwasher detergent from the 99-cent store. If you cut it with a little bit of white vinegar, yeah, just works just as well as anything fancy you could possibly buy. Number 14, shit will go down in your life. Serious shit will go down in your life. You will have feelings about this serious shit. How you feel about the event is not the event. If you get a speeding ticket, you can cry all you want, and the fine won't increase or decrease. Put the feelings away for later. Handle it. Handle your business. Look at the facts, and do what needs to be done. I am getting divorced, and that's a thing. It's hard. There is what is happening, and that's the divorce, and then there's how I feel about what is happening. My feelings will only get in the way of me finalizing all of the paperwork. Therefore, I cannot let them waste my time. I simply have to handle my business. I have to do what is best for me, and that means, taking care of it. And I can cry about it, or I can deal with it. And I choose to deal with it, because that's what adults do. Moving right along, again, bear with me. Number 15. Buy new clothes. And I don't mean like go on a treat yourself shopping spree. Buy clothes that fit. Buy clothes that will last. Your body is different now, and that's okay. You should dress how you want and just be real about things that fit and that don't fit. I have a lot of clothes that still fit from high school, and I need to be realistic about the fact that they don't fit. Darcy, they don't fit. Those jeans are too tight. That shirt is too short. Give it away to someone else who can use it. And that brings me to my final point. Not that it brings me to, it really has nothing to do with clothes. But my final point on this grand list of things that I've learned while being 30, put coconut oil on it. And that wraps up my grand list of things that I have learned in the year that I have been 30. And now that I am 31 here in 2016, I hope 16 will be just as sweet as I imagine it to be. And here's to another year of learning and growing, and who knows when I'll put another video up about the things I've learned and any sort of points or tidbits. Anyway, if you like this video, click like. Feel free to leave some feedback. Use your words impeccably. Try and stay positive. And, toodaloo everyone out there in internet land. Hopefully I will see you again soon.